Hi everybody, welcome back to Master B online tutorial video. And this video will teach you to know the function for each spare parts and what's the name and exactly function. So first, lots of customer ask Master B. They say, Master B, why you name the focus and why you name the combo jet? So first, why we name the focus? Focus, F or COS, is short for our customer value. F means for, O means our R, COS means our customer, so O for customer value. So that means we do everything for our customer value and also we do everything be focused. And when we name the combo jet, so first when we see the outlook of the machine, we can see it's very small. It's a desktop, but it's industrial level. And it supports you to using it anywhere, like at home, at the office, at a kiosk, at a shop, because it's easy to carry and no need big space. Not like the industrial UV printers is 2.5 meters. It's very small and it's cute, but it's also very cute. It's also very smart. Not only small and cute, it's very smart. So that means combo jet. Combo means combination. Because first it supports the maximum printing thickness from 0 to 18 centimeter, from here to here. So it's very big space for print. It can allow you to print on any materials, phone case, small like paper, and bigger like a bowl or box, packing box, pizza box. So it's really comfortable and also compatible combination. So first, the printing size also is 35 for the width and 50 for the length. And also, it can support you to print on any materials, like a soft material, hard material, like a hard material like metal, glass, ceramic, cups, or the soft material like laser, film, like that. So it's compared to print lots of different materials. It's combination. And also, it can get different print results like smooth, relief, embassy, varnish. Also, if you load different ink, it can give you lots of splice. So it supports lots of solutions. It can provide lots of competitive solution. So it's combination. So that's why we named the focus combo jet. Okay. Then we need to know the spare parts, the name, and the function for each. After you know the function and the spare parts, the function and also the name, so when you use the machine, it makes it easier. And even have some problem you want to support, you can be more professional and get the fastest response to short the communication time. Okay, so when we see at the front, we can see here is control panel. There's a control panel and it's a screen. It will show the printing process and also power on success. So when the machine get a problem, it have an error message here. And from here we can see this it's the button for control panel. First is the margin to set the XY printing position, and also pause to stop printing, and the backward, forward, left, right. The backward and forward is to control the table, the flatbed from backward, forward moving. And left and right is for the carriage, move from left and back to right. And also the cancel is to cancel printing's job, and enter to confirm, and test the print to test not to check print. So this is the control panel and the screen. So when we move to the top, now we can see first here is the print table, and the print table have the margin ruler, position ruler for Y and X. And here means 0, X0, Y0, and the maximum printing length is 50 centimeter, and maximum printing width is 35 centimeter. And also at the bottom, we can see here is the motion belt and gear, and also this is the front limit sensor. It's used for when the flatbed move from back to front to protect the flatbed will not move out of position. And here is two linear rail to guide the flatbed move with high precision. So when we go to the left side, we can see here we name the carriage. All of here we name the carriage, like the train. This carriage it can be moved from left to right. And also this the bottom. This system we call cap station. Inside have wiper and caps. And also on the top of the flatbed here is the linear rail to get the flatbed move to left and to right. And then it's the belt. Then it's the tank chain. Inside is the cable, ink tuber, and air tuber. Ink tuber and water tuber. And also inside here, we can see the ink film that we can see from the right side of the machine. Okay, so when it's the first time to get the machine, the carriage is locked, so you cannot move from left to right or right to left. It's to protect carriage without shaking, without damage during delivery. So when the first time you get the machine, you need to find out this tape to lock the belt, and we find the scissors to cut down the tape to release the carriage. After that, we move the carriage from left to right, from right to left. We check if it is moved freely or not. So now it's moved freely. So that means it's okay. Then when we move out the carriage, also inside the carriage we will see there's the two lamps. First is the big lamp and a small lamp, where big lamp is for white and varnish, white and color, and small lamp is for varnish. And also when we move out the carriage, we can see here is first is the wiper to wipe the waste ink stay at the surface of print head after every time head cleaning. Also we can find the two caps. And the first one is the white and varnish cap, and the second one is for color cap. Okay, so also when we move to the right side of the machine, we can see the ink film and home limit sensor, and also we can see the ink sensor at the bottom of the carriage. Okay, so when we move to the left side of the carriage, and also we can see the top, there's a home limit sensor, and when the carriage moves to home position, it will be detected by the metal pieces at the bottom of the carriage. This metal, and we stop. And also when we move to the bottom of the carriage, and we can see there's is first the ink film is transparent and is used for drive the carriage moving to without loosen the step and also with high precision. So we must be sure this ink film is clean without any dust, ink, liquid, or scratch. And also we must be sure this ink film must be stay at the middle of the ink sensor. This is the ink sensor. Both left, right, top, all must be without scratch. That means the ink film stay at the middle of the sensor, and the sensor will not scratch the ink film. If the sensor gets scratched if the ink film gets scratched by the sensor, so when you print, you get some problems and with low quality. So this is very important we need to maintain and check ink sensor and ink film once you get the machine. Of the machine, we can see here is the up limit sensor. So first we must know this machine, the up and down is not by control the table. The table is fixed. The table is fixed. It will not move up and down, but the carriage go with the rail moving up and down. So this the carriage up limit sensor. So when the carriage moving up, it will be detected by the metal here. This when this moving up, when the rail and the carriage moving up, so this also will moving up and then detected by the sensor to stop. So the maximum motion distance is 17 to 18 centimeter. And also there's some tuber cable. Is the cable for the motor and the sensor. And also here we can see the ink tuber and the UV lamp cable and also the water tuber. And also when we go to the downside of the left side, inside is the X motor and inside is the ink tank for each color. Okay, when we go to the back side of the machine, we can find out, first we can find here is the waste ink tank. The waste ink tank have the tubes connect from the pump, clean pump for each. And also here is the alarm board. When the ink tank is full, it will alarm. But the first is you need to push down the button, push down the switch. And also here is the release value, release switch. To open it, when we go this way, the close way means close, but this way means open. So when it's full, we can release the waste ink by open the block. And also, when we get the machine, we need to loosen a little bit of the cover, cannot too tighten. Otherwise, the air cannot go inside of the tank. The tank cannot breathe to get the ink spread out. So this is the waste ink tank. And also when we go to the back side of the middle, we can see here on the top is the carriage board system inside. Also some printed head cable and some single cable. And also on the bottom we can see the two ball screw and the back limit sensor to prevent the table move out of the backward position. And also the flatbed motor, the machine label, and USB cable port, and power port and power switch. This is very important. Before you give the power to the machine, we must be sure first if the machine was built under 220 voltage or 110 voltage. You need to ask a focus support team, and also to be sure supply with the correct power. If you connect with the wrong power switch, wrong power, your machine may get problem and faulty. So this is very important. Okay, when we go to the left side of a machine, we can see this label with the serial number. So it's to detect and know the production time. And also, if your machine get a problem, you want support, you can give the serial number for the support team to know exactly configuration. So this is a serial number. Okay, when we go to the top of the flatbed, we can see there are one sensor, one for left, one for right, and this is the down limit sensor. It's same mean for the flatbed up limit sensor. Flatbed is not move up, but we can also code at the medium thickness sensor. So the rail can be go up and down, and then the sensor is to detect and stop the flatbed and stop the rail moving down to our position to protect the print head will not scratched by or damaged by the material. So this is the limit sensor for the material, one for send and one for receive. Okay, the convergent also will configure with one water saturation box, and also this. So this is the also UV control box. First, here is a general power switch and the UV lamp. This is the first UV1 and UV2. UV1 is for adjust the brightness and the power for the big UV lamp for white and color printhead lamp. And the second one is named UV2. It's used for control and adjust the power and the brightness for the varnish UV lamp. And here is the temperature monitor. So when we power on the machine and we power on the box, it will show up the current, the water temperature. If the temperature is oversetting, there will be alarm. And here on the top is the water field hole. So it's to filter the water inside to make the UV water circulation get the temperature down for make the temperature of the UV lamp down, get the cooling. And also when we go to the back side of the box, we can see also there are some connections. So first we can see here is in and out. So this is for the water tuber to connect with the UV lamp. And also here is the signal cable for control from the mainboard, and general power port, and the UV lamp for white and color printhead signal cable, and the varnish UV2. This is the UV2 for varnish using varnish UV lamp. So here have UV1 signal, UV1 mark, and also the cable have UV1 mark. So we just connect the UV1 go with UV1, UV2 goes with UV2. ES with a small connector. So this is the back side of the UV control box, like this. Okay, so then we need to open the cover of the carriage and let me explain what the spare parts inside. First, we find out the screw on the top of the carriage and we loosen it. And also two screws on the front of the carriage cover. We take out the cover of the carriage. Okay, we can see there are 4 printhead cable and ink damper, and this is the big UV lamp to curing the ink by the white ink printhead and color printhead. And also here is the small UV lamp is for curing the varnish ink. And also each lamp have the ink inlet, outlet, and signal cable together. And also each cable, when we go to the printhead cable, we can see each cable with the tape to protect without connect together when you power on the machine to short the board or the machine. And also each cable have mark named L1. L1 with R1 is L1 and R1. These two cables named L1 and R1, left white and right white, because each printhead have left cable and right cable. So we just check if the cable with mark here, and this two cable is for L2 and R2. L2 means left color printhead, and R2 means red color printhead, red cable. Number 2 printhead. 2 means number 2 printhead. And 1 is number 1 printhead. So you cannot connect with 1. If you connect by printhead by L1 with R2, it's not working. It will be short printhead. And if you connect L with R, R with L, it's also via short printhead and machine. So just check the cable is okay, and with mark ready, then also the ink damper was connected, and tuber is okay. So we can start to do the next step. Thank you.